everybody, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for joining me. No crazy Krusty the Clown impersonations to begin this one, but we're back with some more Wrestling Jeopardy, some Tuesday night trivia for you. The last episode, one of the worst ones I've had. One of my worst showings. It was an all AEW episode. I knew I wasn't going to do great on that one. This one doesn't seem to be themed, so perhaps that will go in my favor. If you are new to the channel, how this works is I'm shooting for the perfect score, but I'll be keeping track of my score right here on the board. So, as always, feel free to play along at home. But before we begin, make sure you hit that thumbs up if you like this kind of content. And, of course, subscribe to the channel. I'll be playing a lot of Wrestling Jeopardy here on the channel, so hopefully you guys enjoy it. But without any further ado, let's see what this one's all about again. I don't think there's a theme to this one, so alright, perfect score. Let's give it a shot.
Hello and welcome to Wrestling Jeopardy, the only interactive pro wrestling trivia challenge where you're the contestant. I'm your host, Kevin J. Callis.
Yeah.
And are you ready to go all in and emerge as the ultimate wrestling trivia champion?
Don't be saying all in. I don't know, not after the last episode.
What you expect from me?
Or will you tap out under the pressure? And with that, let's go to the board now.
Ain't no tap outs, that's for sure.
You'll be quizzed on, starting with
okay, what do we got here?
Wrestlers' names that begin with the letter X, followed by canine compadres. Dancing with Fandango.
Fandango from my home state.
And last but certainly not least, microphone mishaps.
I don't know.
WCW wrestlers.
That being said, let's start the show with the 200-point jobber round, the easiest round in Wrestling Jeopardy. You should answer all 5 of these questions correctly, and if you don't, can you really call yourself a wrestling fan?
What if I don't?
What do you think of Stone Cold? Intense, man. Cold Stone is my man. He won.
Cold
so
Stone.
Let's kick things off with wrestlers' names that begin with X. Outside of the ring, this member of the New Day is also an accomplished video gamer and host of his own YouTube channel called Up, Up, Down, Down.
Who is Xavier Woods? Not Austin Creed, obviously. We're looking for the X name.
And the correct answer here, who is Xavier Woods?
Let's wiggle it. That's a funny shirt out of context.
Compadres for 2. Wrestling's current Canine King is without a doubt Pharaoh, the marketing and merchandising machine who is also man's best friend to this American Nightmare wrestler.
Softballs. Who is Cody Rhodes? You don't really see animals in
And after many years by the American Nightmare
anymore.
Cody Rhodes' side
I think
at
we can
SummerSlam
kind of put those days behind us, can't we?
Pharaoh called it a career. Moving on to Dancing with Fandango for 200.
Fandango, as
Fandango and
says.
Summer Rae once made beautiful music together. That is, until the Dirty Dancer took to this social media platform in April 2014 and abruptly severed their relationship.
I'm not positive, but what is Twitter? It's got to be Twitter, right?
Talk about a dick move, Dango. Okay. You never break up with somebody over Twitter.
Dango is kind of a dick.
And we're on to the Crockett Cup for 2.
That was the whole character,
the inaugural
really.
Jim Crockett Senior Memorial Cup Tag Team Tournament began in 1986 and was won by this dominant duo who liked to snack on danger and dine on death.
Come on now, he's wearing the shirt. Who are the Road Warriors? LOD,
probably the greatest tag team of all time. We're talking about Hawk and Animal, the Legion of Doom, a.k.a. the Road Warriors.
They might be the most recognizable tag team of all time. Possibly.
And let's finish up the 200-point round by having you finish this microphone mishap.
Oh, we have to finish them?
But you know and I know that you're only half the man that I am. And I have
half the brain that you do. I don't think I'm correct
good old
on that.
Sid, always good for
he
a couple
say half the
chuckles
brain.
And a couple of botched
I'm saying half the brain
promos.
that you have.
The correct answer is...
And I have half the brain
that you do. Yeah, I was right the first time.
Sid.
And let's jump back to the beginning of
questionable,
the
but I'm keeping it.
With wrestlers' names that begin with the
Swept
letter
the first
X.
round. That's what we like to see.
There's a term in wrestling known as go away heat that is rather unfairly designated to this wrestler.
I would say it is unfairly. Who is X-Pac? X-Pac heat.
And the correct answer here, who is X-Pac?
There are definitely some
And
people that have
Canine Compadres
X-Pac heat with me these days.
In 1990, Davey Boy Smith broke out on his own for a solo run in the WWF. Well, sort of. He now had this English Bulldog watching his back.
Was it the same one? Who was Matilda? I don't know if it was the same.
Now for you old school wrestling fans, I'm positive you remember Matilda from the British Bulldogs tag team back in the day.
So it probably wasn't Matilda.
However, when Davey went on his solo run in the early 90s, he was accompanied by Winston.
Be ready, because
damn it.
Bulldog and
Got me early on.
Ready.
And moving on to...
I forgot about Winston.
Dancing with Fandango for 4. On an August 2013 episode of Total Divas, this redhead volunteered to be Fandango's new dance partner, but the results of her audition were disastrous.
Yeah, I think I know this one, I think. Who is Eva Marie? Pretty sure that's
I guess
who,
the one thing that all red everything Eva Marie forgot to put on her resume was that she was
I vaguely
a
remember
terrible
seeing
dancer.
that.
If you're a dancer, then I'm a freaking
this
astronaut.
one here.
And that brings us to the Crockett Cup for 400. After a 30-year hiatus,
a little bit of that show
it was
I saw
announced
seems
by Road Warrior Animal
extremely set
during
up.
this promotion's 70th anniversary show that the Crockett Cup would return in 2019.
What is the National Wrestling Alliance? Oh, Billy Corgan.
And that would be the National Wrestling
NWA.
Alliance, a.k.a. the NWA. And let's finish up the 400-point
That's when it was,
round
like,
by
actually
having you finish
somewhat decent.
this
Now
microphone mishap.
Unwatchable for
Fast
me.
forward 30 years later, WrestleMania 30.
At the Silverdome, brother.
This is top 5 easily. Microphone botches of all time. Correct answer is...
Right here in the Silverdome.
I guess
It is the Superdome, brothers.
All right, 10
I wasn't
questions
fully
down, 15
correct
to
on
go,
that one. I've
plus
already got
the
one
Daily
wrong, so
Double
I'm not going
and
to give
Final
myself
Jeopardy,
credit for that.
But if you're having a good time,
Go to
just go ahead and subscribe and click that
Yeah,
dingy
just
notification
write it on your
icon
forearm
bell
like The
so you
Rock.
get notified whenever we come out with a brand new episode of Wrestling Jeopardy.
Real good. Always making a joke out of everything.
Let's jump back into wrestlers' names that begin with the letter X for 6.
Two wrong
this
so
wrestler
far.
entered the world of NXT UK boasting an impressive pedigree as the daughter of British wrestling legend and WWE Performance Center coach Robbie Brookside.
Who is Zaya Brookside?
And the correct
she in
answer
TNA?
here, who is Zaya Brookside?
Or she
And that
was,
brings
I
us
think, at
to
some point. I don't know if she still
Canine
is or
Compadres
not.
for
But I think
6.
she ended up in TNA.
Acquired during the height of the Taco Bell Chihuahua craze, this Canine Compadre was promptly dog-napped by the Big Boss Man, murdered,
And he fed to him.
unfortunately fed back to its owner, Al Snow.
Yeah, it was. He probably only added salt because the dog's name was Pepper.
You know, the Attitude Era was home to a lot of tasteless storylines, but
was
this one
definitely
always sticks out to me the most. So
one of them.
basically, after the Big Boss Man dog-napped Pepper, Boss Man invited Snow to have dinner at
then
his
they had that
hotel,
horrible
and the dinner, as you guessed, it
kennel in a
turned out
cell
to be
match.
Pepper the dog. And we're moving on to Dancing with Fandango for 600. Winner of the 2006 WWE Diva Search, Layla, fit the role of Fandango's
I actually know
dance
this.
partner
I'm
perfectly.
pretty sure I know this one.
Because she used to be a part of this National Basketball Association franchise's dance troupe.
Who are the Miami Heat? I think it's the Miami Heat.
And this is back in the day when
Yes,
Layla
sir.
took her talents to South Florida and danced for the Miami Heat.
Well
And we're on to
before
the Crockett
the
Cup
LeBron
for
run, obviously.
600. Held in Nashville, the 2022 tournament saw these multi-time Ring of Honor World Tag Champs prove why most favor them to win, as their victory would become one of a handful of final highlights for the brother duo.
Gave a lot of hints there. Who are Mark and Jay Briscoe?
And unfortunately, the reason why it was one of the
Yeah.
final highlights
Yeah, the
is
Briscoe
because
brothers.
Jay Briscoe tragically passed away in early 2023. But the answer here, who were the Briscoe brothers? And let's finish up the 600-point round by having you
This is
fill
a
in
tough
the
one
blank
if you
from
have to
this
Get it like
microphone
word
mishap.
for word.
From this
Moment on.
Well,
This will be the moment.
I don't know that I know this one. I don't know this one. I don't remember this. I'm just gonna mark it wrong because I got nothing.
And this is 100% why Curtis Axel was a Paul Heyman guy. Correct answer is...
Of the genesis of McGillicuddy.
Is that really
Jumping
a mishap?
back to wrestlers that
Or is
begin
it
with the
just
letter X.
a funny
for
thing that he
800.
said?
This wrestler hailed from the South Pole, stole presents from children, and claimed to be Santa's twin brother.
And it was played by Balls Mahoney. I remember this. Who was Santa Claus with an X.
This is one that I
Horrible
always scratch my head on, and I don't understand why they wouldn't talk about how Santa
look,
Claus
it's Balls Mahoney.
snowballs or Christmas balls because he became Balls Mahoney. Anywho, we're on
I
to
already said it.
Canine Compadres
Callous.
for 8. Described by Stephanie McMahon as the ugliest, smelliest, fattest dog I've ever seen in my life.
I don't know this
pooch
one.
Was a pawn in the bitter divorce between Triple H and the billion-dollar princess.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't even venture a guess. I don't
And the
remember
correct
that.
answer here, who was Lucy McMahon
I don't
Helmsley.
remember that at all.
And moving on to
That had to have
Dancing
been
with
like
Dango
one
for 8.
segment maybe,
On
or
the 2014 Survivor
one
Series
night?
pre-show, a new and improved Fandango spiced things up by now dancing this Spanish style with Rosa Mendez.
What is salsa? I think it's salsa. I'm no
Fandango
dance expert.
was now a flamenco. I don't know what I'm doing with my fingers here. I should have castanets. He was a
Flamenco? Yeah.
flamenco dancer.
No idea what that is.
And
Never
that
heard of that
brings us to
term
the Crockett
before.
Cup for 800.
Sounded like flamingo to me.
All right, there it is. This week's Daily
All right, so
Double
I'm at
brought to you
5,400.
by the
I
Jim Crockett
usually
Senior Memorial Cup.
will
Think
just
about
risk
this
everything
classic
here.
tag
I've already got
team
5 wrong
tournament,
so
and place
far.
your wager now.
Yeah, I'm just going to do the 5,400 and hope for the best.
All right, time is up. Here is the Daily Double clue from the Crockett Cup. The last Crockett Cup tournament to take place in the 1980s occurred in 1988, with this team defeating Arn Anderson and Tully Blanchard in the finals.
1988. Who are the Rock and Roll Express?
Now, originally, Lex Luger was going to partner with Barry Windham, and the man called Sting was set to team with Ronnie Garvin.
I'm gonna get to touch your body.
However,
clue.
Windham turned on Luger just 2 days before the tournament,
Windham and
and
somebody.
Garvin got injured. Thus, the Stinger
Oh,
and the Total
Sting and
Package
Luger.
formed a winning
I did not know
partnership
that.
that would continue off and on for the next 15 years. And let's finish
Well,
up
that
the
sucks. Now I have
800-point
nothing.
round by having
Down to
you
zero.
fill in the blank from this microphone mishap.
Another man who's been waiting anxiously with anticipation.
I remember this too, but I don't remember what he said. I don't remember what he said specifically.
Ah, yes, the bumbling, stumbling Mike Adamle.
Yeah, what a
The
fail
correct
that
answer
was.
here.
His name is Jeff Harvey.
Jeff Harvey. Oh, that's
And we've reached the most difficult
Well, damn,
round of
dude.
Wrestling Jeopardy, the 1,000-point
We're at the last round,
Steel
and I've got
cage
7
begins to
wrong so
lower.
far,
The
and
ominous music begins
nothing
to
on the board
play.
after
Get your
the
thinking caps
Daily
on because
Double.
it's game time. So let's go to the 1,000-point clue from wrestlers
come on.
whose name begins
Let's rally.
with the letter X. In 2017, this wrestler made history by entering the Mae Young Classic
Oh, I know
and becoming
this.
the first Chinese woman to ever compete in
Yep.
a WWE ring.
Who is Xia Li? A little late on the audio cut there. Yeah, definitely Xia Li, who is in
After
DNA
impressing
now
talent
as
scouts at a tryout in
Li
Shanghai,
Ying, I think.
Xia Li made her debut mere months later, competing in the inaugural tournament where she was eliminated in the first
she was in
round by
WWE for
Mercedes
quite a long
Martinez.
time now that you think about it.
And we're closing out Canine Compadres for 1,000. Rene Dupree's French poodle Fifi
Oh, I know this one
was
too.
banned from WWE after biting this manager / valet
Oh, wait,
of
no.
Kenzo
What was
Suzuki.
his name? Oh, I think I'm getting him mixed up with friggin' Hakushi's guys.
In
It's Shinja.
2004, Dupree got drafted to SmackDown
I'm guessing
and began to
Shinja,
walk
but I'm not
Fifi to the
sure.
ring every time he made his entrance. However, an unfortunate backstage
Hiroko,
incident
yeah.
where Fifi bit the lip of Hiroko led to the poodle getting punted.
What are you doing?
That's how I roll.
And we're moving on to the 1,000-point clue from Dancing with Fandango. In 2013, hundreds of female dancers answered an open casting call from WWE for a professional dance partner to a debuting superstar at a dance studio in Buffalo, New York, named after this legendary toe tapper.
What? How is this a wrestling question? I have no idea.
Widely regarded as the greatest popular music dancer of all time, Fred Astaire has a franchise of over 180 dance studio locations in the United States and across the world.
Boy, we took a terrible turn in this episode.
The Crockett Cup. On their way to winning the second annual Crockett Cup, the odd couple of Dusty Rhodes and Nikita Koloff, aka the Superpowers, upset this #1 seeded tag team in the tournament quarterfinals.
Good Lord.
Managed by Paul Jones, the awesome twosome of Ravishing Rick Rude and the Raging Bull Manny Fernandez were not only the #1 seed at the '87 Crockett Cup, but they were also the reigning NWA World Tag Team Champions. And let's close out the board by having you fill in the blank from this microphone mishap.
Long Island, New York, weighing in at 214 pounds.
If anybody's getting all these, then you get major props.
The voice of Lillian Garcia has introduced many of WWE's most historic moments. However, she's also had a few slip-ups in her announcer duties, including the time she introduced Zack Ryder as Jack Swagger.
Long Island IZ, Jack Swagger!
Yeah, I did not.
All right, don't go anywhere. I'm here to announce that the final Jeopardy category for this episode
I only have 1,000, so I don't think it even matters.
Hulk Hogan's Rockin' Wrestling.
The cartoon, I don't really remember either,
Raisins,
but
Teddy Ruxpin,
I don't think it matters at this point.
Cola. And in 1985, the WWF was everywhere, including CBS, where Hulk Hogan and others were the stars of their own Saturday morning cartoon show. All right, so think back if you remember to waking up and watching this on Saturday mornings, or if you've seen it on the WWE Network or own the DVD. And place your wager now.
Well, I only have 1,000, and we've got 11 wrong so far in this episode,
all right,
so another bad one.
Is the final Jeopardy
I might as well just wager it all.
This TV and film actor who famously played Uncle Phil in The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air was the voice of the Junkyard Dog in all 26 episodes of the animated series. Good luck.
I cannot think of the guy's name off the top of my head, but I am obviously very familiar with him. James something.
Despite having a prominent role in a popular primetime sitcom during the 90s, James Avery was also an accomplished voice actor in the 80s, who in addition to being cast as JYD, voiced characters for other cartoons like The Real Ghostbusters and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Oh, brutal. All right, well, my board is blank because that's what we're walking away with, a big fat 0 there. I was so close on that last one. I'm obviously wicked familiar with The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, but a total of 12 wrong in this episode. Started out really strong and then finished off very badly, which has kind of been the case a lot of times lately. So I guess that means I'm going to have to keep going. If you played against me, let me know how you did in the comments down below. Surely you could not have done any worse than I did. But like I said, let me know. That's all I got for you on this one. We'll be back for some more Wrestling Jeopardy soon. And yeah, we'll see you on the next one. Have a good night.